An old man used to live in the village. He was one of the saddest and most painful people in the world. The whole village did not prefer working with him. He was always depressed, always complaining and always in bad shape. The longer he continued his life, the more miserable he became and his words poisoned. People avoided him because his grief became contagious. It was unnatural to be hilarious with him. It creates a feeling of unhappiness in others. But one day, when he turned 80, something unbelievable happened. Immediately all people began to hear a rumor. This old man became happy one day. He did not complain about anything, always smiling, and even his face was funny. The people of the whole village met. They asked the old man, "What happened to you? Nothing is different. 80 years I have been chasing happiness away from me, and it was useless to me. Then I decided to live without this quest to keep it away from me and enjoy life. That is why I am happy now." It is a short story in English, and it tells that people used to go to the wise man, complaining to him of the same problems every time. One day, Alchcom told them a joke and everyone laughed about it. After 2 minutes, he told them the same joke again and a few smiled. For the third time he said the same joke, no one laughed. The wise man smiled and said to them, "One cannot laugh at the same joke over and over again. So why does a person always cry about the same problem?" The moral of the story: feeling anxious will not solve the problems, but rather it will waste your time, energy, and happiness. Far from any short story about theft, let's see a bright side of life through this story. One of the men's favorite ass fell into a deep hole. He could not withdraw it no matter how hard he tried. So he decided to bury the donkey alive. He poured dirt on the donkey from above. So the donkey felt dirt and began to shake it and trample it. And whatever pours more dirt, it shakes it off and advances. The more earth is poured, the higher its height. By noon, the donkey had risen from the hole and was in the green pastures. After a lot of attempts, problems, and progress, learning from them, one will arrive in green pastures. It is a crime story in English. Angela Samota, a student studying at a university in Texas, was raped and stabbed until she died in her apartment in 1984. But her story became unexcited until one of her friend and roommate named Sheila Weskay decided that she wanted to know the truth. So she suggested doing an analysis of the DNA samples. Knowing that there is a blood and semen sample from Samota's crime scene, the girl called the police, and asked them to reconsider her friend's crime. She didn't get to anything, so she decided to get a license so she could access her friend's samples herself. In 2006, the police are finally persuaded to reopen the case. It took 2 years to check the DNA, but in the end, he matched up with Donald Pace, the rapist who was convicted and sentenced to death. And this girl now works as a detective.